Hey, what is going on, guys? Jacob here, and we are back with another episode of Creator School. So far, you guys seem to like episode 1. You said it was a pretty good start to the series. Thanks for the feedback. As always, I appreciate that. It helps structure these episodes, and it really just helps, in general, give me ideas of what I need to do next. So, this episode, as you can see by the title, we are getting into some basic design. This design isn't going to be, super amazing or anything, but it'll be enough, to get you on your way. And, of course, there are many, many different styles out there. You guys know this. You guys can just look through the crappy first page features, and right as I start the video, I'm getting a phone call. Give me 1 second. I will be right back. Sorry about that, guys. Had to take a phone call. But as I was saying, there are many different styles out there, and, this will just kind of cover, I guess, one of them. In terms of, block design, I usually tend to lean towards a more codexy style type thing. So, what I like to do when doing block designs is first of all, color 1 is either going to be white or black. This is just pretty standard in all of my levels because white and black are two very, common colors used everywhere. So we're going to leave color 1 white and we're going to change color 2 to black. I always just have that in general. And then about color 8, 9, whatever, kind of later in, we're going to have black blending because that's another very common color that I use because black blending makes things invisible and it's actually useful for decoration. I'm not sure how much we'll be using it here, but... And then for the remainder of your colors, you kind of want to experiment around with what you like. The background is kind of a purpley blue, so I guess we can have color 3 be kind of its own purpley bluish. We want to have one that's kind of bright, and we're going to have blending on. And then one that's kind of darker, maybe more towards the purpley side, blending on. And I don't know, maybe a little more blue in that. That's pretty different. And maybe a little more purple in that. Alright, I think we'll use those two colors, and then a color that tends to go with purple kind of well in these levels, I think, is like a bright bluish. We'll have a really bright blue. And I don't know, maybe even a little bit of yellow. That's to be determined, though. So we'll just kind of have our colors set up. I want to have a really bright yellow. You gotta think about what matches. And I think these are some decent colors. So, for the sake of the video, I'm only going to decorate one or two of these little structures. I might decorate the others later. But again, this isn't, going to be a full level. This is just going to be an example. So, we'll start out by decorating literally the first structure we have, which is this thing, and then I'll decorate this one since this is layered, and I'll need to explain that. So, with block design, I kind of like to have a base block almost, like something that starts out the whole design. I don't know. These could be good base blocks. I'll go into what I'm talking about. These things make really good base blocks, but I don't know if I want those. You almost need something that has a lighter opacity. I don't know. We could try using these blocks here. We're going to colorize them. I'm going to use the purple and the other purple. Let me try switching those around. Sometimes they look better. Alright. I like that a lot better. And then what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put them into their own little group, and I'll show you why here in a second. And I'm actually going to put these on a different layer. That's one thing I like to do is I like to keep everything in its own little layer. Now, we look at that. That's a pretty bright block. If we added some shading, that might be a little, it might make it look nicer. But I want the opacity on, just the base block to be a little lower. So we're going to go to 1, and let's set it down to, I don't know, about 50. Alright, that looks pretty nice. And then now we have just kind of a solid base block. Now, of course, with structures, we can get a lot more creative. We can add more stuff. For example, let's say we wanted a different kind of block up in that corner. Well, we can add a different kind of block. We just got to go back and do that. Because normally that's something, I'd kind of do during structures, but I get more detailed into structures as I go. So if we wanted a different kind of block, like this, for example, maybe we could have this be where there's our blue, and then the dark, nope, the colors are backwards there. And I don't know, something like that. See, that doesn't look too bad. And then in the actual blocks themselves, I don't know, we can go to a new layer. Since we're adding new stuff, we can try adding these blocks. These tend to go with really any block design. Like, you're pretty much safe wherever. And, alright, we have a little bit of variation now. And, I don't know, after that, I like to go to shading, which is another very important aspect of block designs. A lot of shading will use dark, like black lasers, which is why I like to have black as one of my main colors, like right off the bat. One thing you want to make sure of is that it covers up the structure, because you gotta, double check your layering and all that through the editor. Wait, not the editor layer, the Z order. I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, I do. I'm just not making it look good. And, see that block, now it looks like it's on top of it. And then we can go back into the same layer we use the lasers for, and then we can we're going to add in another color, which is going to be kind of a really light purple for shading purposes. You want to make sure it sits below the black, unless you're intentionally having it sit above the black. But I'm intentionally having it sit below the black. Go down, I don't know, we can add lasers here too. You don't need to laserify the whole thing, just whatever looks good. See, I don't like that on the bottom very much. It looks kind of weird. Oops, I deleted one of the black ones. Alright, that looks fine there. And now let's laserify up this little guy right here. I don't really know. The blue looks really weird all by itself. What if I change it just to like bright blue like that? And then we can add some... We'll get some smaller black lasers for this dude. Change you to black, and then go up, up, and up, up. Alright, how does that look? I don't know, let's surround the whole thing. I actually kind of like the way the black tint looks. Alright, there we go. Now, let's keep adding onto the design. That block, that has a pretty open middle, so we can add, I don't know, we can go into our design tab and start adding some stuff. Let's get a new layer for this, actually. So let's see, we can add, I don't know, we could add some of these dots, see how they look. We'll have these be white. Alright, that looks alright. And then, I don't know, we kind of want to keep the purpley theme up as well. Let me actually go back to my lasers. Let me check something. Let me see if I like this. If we have these become, where is it? Color 3. How does that look? You can't even really tell I changed the color. Okay. Whatever, just messing around with stuff. This is actually the process I use to do my own block designs, because, you kind of gotta mess around with stuff. Gotta really just see what you like. I don't really use these that much, except for, like, very specific things. I don't think we'll have them in this block design. You can add a couple of the curvy structures if you like. They can look good. I think we'll have those be color 1. And another thing with the layering, I want that to be below the lasers. So it looks like, the lasers are covering it up. Something like that. And then, alright, you know what? We're going to have this be purple instead of blue. The blue doesn't look nearly as good as I thought it would. And now it all just looks black. Can we raise that up a layer? What is that going to look like? Alright, we'll just take out the lasers there. No need to waste unnecessary objects. And then finishing up the design, we can put, I don't know. Let's just kind of look through, see what we have. I don't know, like I said, this is just, I don't have any pre-planned block design. This is just as much as, practice for me as it is for you. Let's actually go down, we'll put that below, we'll put that down. Actually, no, that's going to look weird. There's a block I'm looking for now that I think about it. Where the heck is it? Okay. Alright, here is something I also like to do. This is something I see in a couple of codex levels, and I think it looks really good, where you copy and paste that, turn it down a layer, and then add it to a bright color. I'm going to use the same color I did for the lasers. We're going to drag it up. We'll delete that curly thing, since that's kind of already there. And then copy and paste that over, and how does that look? Alright, that looks pretty nice. Now, the final step for like block design, actually, and I'm going to use the same layer ID for the structures, is to add stuff on the outside. This usually includes spikes, but we already have that. You can add a little bit of decoration to your spikes if you want, but I think they look fine. Just the white on white usually works out pretty well. So let's see if we want to put. Actually, let's add a little skull down here too, just for extra detail, because why not? We'll scale him down just a little bit. We'll make sure he's below the lasers. Alright, cool, cool. I like that there. So, just for some outside block design, you can really do whatever you want with this. This is even more, like, open than the normal block design, which is kind of weird. So, let's see. Let's have these things that connect. I don't know, what else can we have? Can move that over a little. And I don't know. Could add. I don't know. We could add some of the small grass. The grass will sometimes look pretty good. Let's see. Let's have that just so you know you don't want to see a visible line through it, and that is not the same color. Let's go to color 1. And then maybe something out to the side. Maybe just a small thing like that. See, that's one thing when you're decorating, you know, you can see like a little line right through there. You don't want to see that there. That'll happen all the time with things. And that's just some good outside decoration. One thing you could do is you could place the outside decoration before you do the actual like interior of the block design itself. I just prefer to do it, you know, after everything's done. I've seen it done both ways. And we're also going to add a little bit of shading on the outside. Let's use a different layer. Because, I don't know, I'm a very organized person when it comes to building. So let's use like these little half semicircle thingies. We're not going to have it be white. White shading looks really weird unless it's like white on black. We can have it partially covering, well, first of all, we got to layer it, right? We want it to be on top of that. Alright, what layer is all this decoration on? Let's just put it all on the same layer. Alright, let's have it all on B2, so then the black shading is over that. So we can see it kind of covers half of it. It looks kind of nice. And we can copy and paste. Do the same thing here. Just a little bit of extra detail. And I kind of like the grass being visible all the way. I think that looks fine by itself. Another thing I like to do for shading, I don't know if I'll keep it consistent with this level, but sometimes if we put like one of these circles, raise it all the way up so that it's even in the corner, change it to black, and put it on like T1 so it's above everything, that can look kind of nice. It depends on what you like. So I think I'll keep it. It looks nice with this block here. So really that's just the basics for any block design. I think this is a pretty damn nice looking block design. I don't know about you guys. You can decorate the rest of the structure similarly. Of course, we want to change it up, have a little bit of variation, you know, maybe add a different decoration instead of a skull, or maybe have these things that I'm highlighting there, you know, going in a different direction, just little stuff like that. Of course, that's up for you to decide. And now I'm going to go over here. We're going to do a little bit of this structure here. First of all, I'm going to grab my base block. This is basically, you know, the base for everything. We're going to kind of have that just everywhere. Now, I'm going to leave this open, kind of like I left this spot open here. And I'm going to be putting a different block in, where is it? There's one I want. Something like this, although that wasn't, no, that'll do. So let's kind of get that shaded appropriately. Color 3. I don't know, that block kind of looks weird. Maybe I should try it. Alright, no, we're going to get a different block. Of course, you don't have to use the same blocks I'm using. It's entirely up to you. It's whatever you like. I want that to be a lot brighter. We'll have that on the same color as the lasers. Also, if you haven't noticed, I've been sniffing a lot. I have a cold or something. It's really annoying. So just kind of ignore that. This thing here, we're just going to also copy and paste that around just for added texture. And we're going to go ahead and add our black lasers surrounding this thing to make it look like it has depth. Always make sure you get your corners in like the lasers, otherwise it's just gonna look weird. Alright, now it looks like it has depth. Let's go ahead and add lasers to the rest of it. Let's get our black lasers. I always like to do the black lasers first. Let's see, we can add black lasers. I don't know, we can add them like at the very bottom with everything else. That looks kind of nice. And then we can add our pink purpley lasers kind of going around the edges here. I don't know, we'll have a black laser up there to meet it. We'll have a corner kind of just cover that up. I don't need the other purple laser under there. And we'll have corner. I'm doing a little bit more detailed laser shading stuff here just because why not. And let's go ahead and decorate it a little bit. You can kind of just copy and paste over here. Copy and paste isn't bad unless it all looks the same, and we're changing it up a little. So, add a couple more curly pieces. You just got to make sure you're adding it in places that look nice. You don't want it to be like random. Actually, let's go ahead. Let's make like a 3/4 of a circle. Scale it down, I don't know, to about 75 or so. Around in there. And then add it right around here. Hold on, I might want to make it a little smaller. Let's go see how it looks. Yeah, let's make it a little smaller. I don't know, we can scale it down to 50. Alright, there we go. And is that below everything? I just don't have shading there. Huh. Okay, that's fine. Anything else I want to bring over? We can go ahead, let's use a different school this time, you know, for variety. Where is it? This one. This good dude here. I think we'll bring over the other skull too. We'll just have them kind of like shoved over to this side. We'll rotate that a little bit. We'll shrink you down a little bit to move you over right about there. Ooh, you're kind of down in the laser there. I don't know. Let's see. You need to go down more actually. I just noticed that. Move you around to there. Alright, that looks pretty good. One last thing I want to do is add just a little bit of shading to that area right there. I totally forgot to do that, just to kind of make it pop out a little more. Let's layer that correctly. Move you down to like B4 or so. I don't know. That's a little heavy on the shading. We're going to use these smaller blocks for shading. Let's go. Do I have them? No, I removed them from there. Let's go over here. Use you guys. Put you at like B3. We don't need it to be super high up. Boom, 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 boom. Well, now I can't even see it. The heck. Technical difficulties, guys. Move you over just a little bit then, like that. Alright, come on. This is you're like embarrassing me in front of my friends. This is not okay. Oh, I was on the wrong layer. That explains it. Okay, that looks fine there. Either way, wrong color, not wrong layer. Good. This is what happens when I try to make videos. I swear. So that's all for basic block design. If you guys enjoyed, then be sure to leave a comment down below, and I will try to respond. If you guys have questions and stuff like that, just kind of leave them down in the comments, and I will. I just said that. God, I'm terrible at commentary. I gotta do more videos with commentary. So, if you guys have recommendations for more tutorials later on, kind of after these basic ones here, let me know, and I'll try to put those in as well. And other than that, that's really all I have to say. If you enjoyed, leave a oh my god, I'm gonna stop trying, fuck it. See you guys later. This is Jacob, signing out. Peace.